All right, guys, we are ready to begin our tech talk today on how Teamcenter Classification serves as a reuse library in NX CAD. Now, as you have questions throughout this session, they will be answered live at the end, but feel free to go ahead and put them into chat as we go. Now, our presenter today is Sandeep, who is located in our Cincinnati office. Sandeep is an application engineer. He has extensive experience in Teamcenter, and he really likes to build creative solutions and provide that superior technical support for our customers. And it is always a pleasure having Sandeep present. So welcome, sir. The Tech Talk is now yours.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Prolim Tech Talk. I'm Sandeep Bolapalli, and I'm a Team Center expert here at Prolim. Today's topic for Tech Talk will be how Team Center Classification serves as a reuse library in NX CAD. Let me give you a quick overview of what we will be covering today around classification in Team Center. We will start with a general overview of classification inside Teamcenter, basically what it is and why it matters in managing your data. Then we will discuss at how classification is used inside NX CAD, which helps engineers easily find and reuse the parts. From there, we will walk through how to classify parts directly within NX CAD, which streamlines your design process. We'll also explore how classification tree acts as a global library across the whole organization, which makes standardization and reuse across teams much more efficient. And finally, we'll touch on a few additional features of classification that can further enhance your productivity. Let's talk about classification in Teamcenter. This is a powerful feature that plays a big role in organizing and managing your data more efficiently. In simple terms, classification allows us to categorize objects like parts, documents, and components into a well structured hierarchy based on predefined attributes. Think of it like a digital filing cabinet where everything is organized not just by name but by other characteristics such as material, size, weight, or function. So, this structured approach makes it incredibly easy to search, filter, and reuse objects. Instead of scrolling through a long list or relying on naming conventions, user can find exactly what they need by navigating through structured tree or filtering based on specific attributes. So for example, if you are looking for a bolt with a certain diameter and material, you can drill down using those structured tree and filters and finding it instantly, without reinventing the wheel. So one of the biggest advantages of classification is that it promotes reuse and standardization. By classifying existing components properly, engineers can avoid duplicating efforts and ensure they are using approved standardized parts, which further saves time, costs, and improves your product quality. In Teamcenter, the classification system is highly configurable. Admins can define custom classes and custom attributes to suit your business needs, whether it's for a mechanical components, electrical parts, or even documents. And it's not just limited to Teamcenter. You can leverage classification inside CAD applications, for example, let's say NX CAD, allowing seamless integration right into the design work. So overall, classification is a smart way to bring structured way of classifying objects and also improving and making your PLM data more clear and precise. Let's explore classification inside Teamcenter. I'm logged into Teamcenter. We are on the home page. When classification is configured with Teamcenter, you will see a classification tile on the home page. When you open classification, it displays the tree structure. So it displays the classes and its subclasses in a tree structure. If you already have some data classified to these classes, upon selecting a particular class, you will see the list of parts or documents which are already classified in this class. So I'm standing on assemblies and I have 123 results, And if I stand on routing parts, I have 816 results. So let's say select any part, I'm selecting Prolim test 100 part. Teamcenter classification displays the classified properties with the values. Let's say metal, tensile strength, density are the custom classified properties that I have created on this part type. It is now displayed with the values as well. So it gives you an instant option to delete the classification data, and also it gives you an option to replace the classification. Basically, you can reclassify the part. So coming to the structured view, the structured way makes the part selection so easy and effective. Let's say you're looking for a cap to include it in another assembly or use it in some other assembly. Your organization assume it has already classified some caps to this tree. How can we navigate to them easily? Now let's expand routing parts. Since cap is a part, I will expand the piping parts. I know that cap comes under fittings. I'll expand the fittings, and I see the cap class right now. So if I have to select the caps, it will display the list of standard caps maintained by my organization. So at this moment, I can see 13 caps have been already classified into my organization. And Teamcenter also gives you an ability to search for this class instead of going through the tree. If you type caps in the general search, you will see the same list of classified objects in the search results. If you see the search results 13, that is the exact match to my classification tree search as well as the general search for the caps. Now let's see how to classify an object inside Teamcenter. So let's do a star search which lists all the data inside Teamcenter. Pick a part. I will go for the first part which is already selected. So this looks like a cap, and if I go to classification, there is no classified data and gives me an option to add the classification data. Since this is a caps, I will go to the caps class and classify this to that particular caps class. So this now asks me to enter a property called NPS. This is the only property existing on the caps class. So let's enter the value as 0.21 and hit classify. So this now is classified into the caps class. The whole organization should be able to see this 343 part into that classified structured tree. So far we did classification inside Teamcenter. Now let's see how we can use this, leverage this classification inside a CAD tool. For today, we're going to use NX CAD. In NX, Teamcenter Classification acts like a smart, searchable library of parts and components. Instead of manually browsing through folders or relying on your internal machine memory, engineers can access a well-organized hierarchical structure, the classification tree, right inside NX. So this tree is built based on attributes and categories, by this point, such as material type, function, size, or usage. So when a designer needs a part, for example, a specific type of cap or bracket or a bolt, they can simply open the classification browser in NX. When I say classification browser, it's just Teamcenter search in the embedded active workspace inside NX, filter by those attributes and quickly find the exact part they need. So what makes it even more powerful is that it's not just a static list. The classification data is live and dynamic, pulled directly from Teamcenter. So when a designer classifies a data, and it will reflect within a seconds into the other user who is sitting in NX and doing the design work. So this ensures consistency, avoids duplication, and promotes reuse of already approved components. That's why we call it a global library. It's centralized, standardized, and available to anyone across teams or sites. By using this classification-based library in NX, engineers can work faster, maintain design consistency, and reduce unnecessary part creation. So let's take a look at the classification inside NX, how to navigate to the classification tree. Let's take a look at the preview and the classification attributes. Later we'll see how to classify the parts inside the NX. Let's jump to NX CAD, which is integrated with Teamcenter. So I'm in NX, I'm logged in as Ed. Ed has some task. He designed a bottle and he's looking for a cap which suits the best. So once Teamcenter is integrated with NX, you can see the classification tree structure in the part reuse library. So he can navigate through the structured tree to the caps class. I go to routing parts, piping parts, fittings, caps. So once I select the caps, it will list all the parts which are classified under this class. So at this moment, Ed should be able to pick a part and he should be able to preview the attributes and also the model view of the cap. He can then select a cap, should be able to use it as a cap to his design bottle. So let's pick a part and now let's see if this fits the bottle. So this looks like a perfect fit and sits well to my bottle. Let's say OK and save it to Teamcenter. So in this way, classification serves as a library in your CAD, which saves your user time. So now let's see how to classify a part in CAD and see how the other users at the same organization can see the classified part in their tree immediately. So let's take the bottle as an example here. Let's classify the bottle further. So at this moment, I think it should be into a low cost class. So I select this part and I'll go to the body, low cost, and just do a right click and classify part. So this prompts me to select the component. 342 is my bottle number. So at this moment, it asks me to enter the metal type. I go for plastic, tensile, strength. Just take 1.1, density. So I have to fill the mandatory fields, cost, $5.
This also gives you an ability to inherit the classification from other classified objects. Upon selecting any of the object, it will fill automatically from the classified object properties to your new classifying object.
Also, it gives an option to clear the attributes whichever you entered. It also gives you an option to classify the item, the top level item, instead of an item division. So at this point, I filled all the data. I should be good to go. I say OK. So now this part has been classified and it should be visible to the other users in the organization. So it is that easy and that quick to add a part to your classification tree, nothing but your library inside CAD. In Teamcenter, the classification tree works like a shared parts library that everyone in the company can use. Since it's centralized and managed by Teamcenter, any user who has access can pull parts from the library. So you don't need to create the same part over and over again. The best part is that it's collaborative. When someone adds or classifies a new part into the system, it becomes instantly available to everyone else. So if one team designs a new bracket today, another team can reuse it immediately today. No extra steps involved and no delay. It's all about efficiency, consistency, and smarter teamwork. Teamcenter Classification also comes with the powerful tools to help users work faster and smarter. First, there's the similar search feature. With just a click, similar search will show you other parts with similar properties, saving time and helping with part reuse. Then we have advanced filtering. This is super helpful when you are dealing with a large set of data. You can filter results based on things like size, weight, material, so you can quickly narrow down exactly what you need. And finally, there's the compare classified objects feature. This allows you to view two or more parts side by side and compare all their attributes. It's great when you're trying to decide which part fits your needs best or ensuring you are selecting the most optimized component. I opened NX, but I logged in as a different user called Prolim. Ed just classified his bottle to a low cost class in the library. So let's navigate to the low cost library and check if you can see that bottle in my NX. Expand classification root, assemblies, body, low cost. So the low cost has 55 parts. Let's search for the Ed's bottle that he just classified. And here is the Ed's bottle, and this proves me that the classification serves as a global library in the organization. Let's also check with some other user in the same organization. I logged into Teamcenter as Sandeep. If I navigate to the low cost library, I should be able to see the Ed's bottle inside the class. So I can see the classified bottle in the tree instantly. So the final outcome here is everyone in the organization gets the updated library at each and every minute at work. So let's see some more options with classification. I'm going to do a star search which gets all the data inside Teamcenter. So this is a lot. How can I get to a specific part that I'm looking for? So this is where you can make search more efficient using your classification property filters. You don't see these extra properties filters until you have classification enabled. Let's say I'm looking for a gasket made of graphite. I know gaskets comes under routing parts. I will filter with routing parts. Then I have the classification property called fitting material. If I scroll down, I have a fitting material and I select graphite as the material, which further narrows down my searches to 13 results. In this way, classification properties helps me picking the part that I'm looking for very fast and very quick. Let's talk about the compare feature. At this moment, Teamcenter gives me an ability to select multiple gaskets, and Teamcenter gives me a good interface comparing the attribute differences between multiple parts. Teamcenter compares different attributes called, let's say, isogen component, isogen ski, fitting material, etc. In this way, I can pick the specific part which I'm looking for very easily and very quickly. Now let's talk about similar search. Search for a part, let's say fastener 3. I have this fastener open and I'm looking for some other similar fasteners. Classification gives me a super feature called similar search. So at this moment, if you decide if you want to include screws along with the fasteners, well, it gives you an option to select the branch inside the tree. It's more flexible. Say search. Upon search, you will see all the screws and fasteners, and you can further narrow down using advanced filters in classification. So to conclude, Teamcenter classification is much more than just a way to organize data. It's a powerful enabler of reuse, standardization, and collaboration across teams. With features like classification tree acting as a centralized part library, similar search to quickly find matching components, advanced filtering, and ability to compare classified objects, Teamcenter makes part management smarter, faster, and more consistent. Ultimately, it helps reduce design time, eliminate duplication, and promote better decision making while ensuring everyone is working with the right information. Thank you for joining my Tech Talk today. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation. If you have any questions, please let me know.